The $250,000 rule, when money finally starts working for you. What if I told you there's a financial threshold nobody talks about, but once you understand it, you'll never see money the same way again? A number where everything changes. Where compound interest stops being theory and becomes reality you can feel. Where financial freedom stops being a distant dream and becomes something you can actually touch. That number is $250,000. Not $1 million, not $2 million, just $250,000. Below this number, you're pushing the boulder uphill. Above this number, gravity starts helping you. Below this, you're saving. Above this, your money is making more money than you're making at your job. At an 8% return, $250,000 generates $20,000 yearly, almost $1,700 monthly, enough to change how you think about money forever. Here's what's funny. Everyone obsesses over becoming a millionaire. But nobody talks about $250,000, which is where the actual magic starts happening. If you're tired of watching your savings grow painfully slow, hit subscribe and type threshold below. Because what comes first explains why this specific number changes everything. Principle 1. Why $250K is when your money actually starts working. Under $100,000, your money grows but it feels invisible. You're saving, investing, doing everything right, but the impact is barely noticeable. 8% return on $50,000 is $4,000 yearly. Nice, but doesn't change your life. It's like watching paint dry while someone tells you it's eventually going to be beautiful. You're supposed to feel excited, but you just feel nothing. At $250,000 invested, something shifts completely. 8% return generates $20,000 yearly, $1,667 monthly. Suddenly, compound interest isn't abstract concept, it's rent payment, it's car payment. It's meaningful amount of money appearing without you working for it. That's when you feel it. That's when it becomes real. $20,000 yearly passive income is the threshold where most people start feeling compound interest as tangible force rather than mathematical theory. It's enough to cover significant expense, reduce work hours, accelerate wealth building. Under this, compound interest is real but invisible. Over this, it's real and you experience it monthly. Below $250,000, you're lifting money. Above $250,000, money lifts you. This is inflection point where accumulation transforms into acceleration. Where you stop asking, will this actually work? And start asking, how fast can I double this? The doubt disappears because the evidence is depositing into your account monthly. Trying to feel excited about compound interest when you have $10,000 invested is like trying to feel the earth rotating. Scientifically, yes, you're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. Experientially, you're sitting still, wondering why everyone keeps talking about this amazing rotation. But get to $250,000 and suddenly you feel it. Not the earth rotating, but your money actually multiplying in ways that matter to your daily life. $10,000 invested at 8%. $800 yearly equals $67 monthly equals $2 daily. You cannot feel that. $50,000 invested, $4,000 yearly equals $333 monthly equals $11 daily. You notice it, but it doesn't change anything. $250,000 invested, $20,000 yearly equals $1,667 monthly equals $55 daily. You feel that. Every single day, your money makes more than most people's hourly wage. That's when it becomes real. From this point forward, you're not just saving, you're building a parallel income stream that grows whether you work or not. Your investments start generating enough that you can either reinvest it all and accelerate to $500,000, or use some to reduce work hours, or let it cover major expenses. Options appear that didn't exist before. Financial pressure decreases even though your job didn't change. That's the power of crossing this threshold. Focus on reaching $250,000 as your first major milestone. This is where passive income transforms from theory to felt reality. Principle 2. The timeline truth, 7 to 15 years, not 30. Everyone treats wealth building like a 30-year marathon that starts at graduation and ends at retirement. That framing makes it feel impossible and far away. Makes you think you have all the time in the world, so no urgency. Or makes you think it's so far away it doesn't matter what you do today. Both attitudes destroy wealth building before it starts. This isn't a 30-year goal. This is a 7 to 15-year goal for anyone serious about it. Save $1,000 monthly at 8%. Hit $250,000 in 11 years. Save $1,500 monthly, 8.5 years. Save $2,000 monthly for 7 years. Most people earning $60,000 to $100,000 can absolutely save $1,000 to $2,000 monthly if they prioritize freedom over lifestyle. Start at 25, saving aggressively. Hit $250,000 by 32 to 37. Start at 35, hit it by 42 to 50. Start at 45, hit it by 52 to 60. These are achievable timelines within working years with a massive runway for acceleration after. This isn't distant retirement planning. This is a midlife financial transformation. People think it takes longer because they're calculating based on a minimal savings rate while maintaining lifestyle inflation. Saving 5% of $60,000 income, $3,000 yearly, takes 30 plus years. That's how the financial industry calculates, assuming you'll prioritize your current lifestyle over future freedom. But save 25%. $15,000 yearly takes 13 years. Same income, completely different timeline. The variable isn't income level, it's savings rate and discipline. Financial advisors show you projections that take 30 to 40 years because that's how long their fee revenue lasts. If they told you, save aggressively for 10 years, then you're basically set. You'd stop paying them fees after 10 years. Can't have that. Better to show a slow, steady path that keeps you working and paying fees until retirement age. It's not a conspiracy, it's just a business model that benefits from your extended servitude. Two scenarios, both start at age 30, both earn $70,000 yearly. Person A saves 10%, $7,000 yearly, and maintains a comfortable lifestyle. Reaches $250,000 at age 51, 21 years. Person B saves 30%, $21,000 yearly, and lives intentionally below means. Reaches $250,000 at age 40, 10 years. Person A is still working at 51, while person B has been in the acceleration phase since 40. Now has $600,000 plus at 51, and work is optional. Same starting point, different priorities, completely different outcomes. Every year you delay is compounding year lost. Start at 25 versus 30. 5-year head start means approximately $90,000 more by age 50 from that 5 years alone. Time is your biggest asset or biggest enemy depending on when you start. The difference between early start and late start isn't linear. It's exponential due to compounding. Treat $250,000 as 7 to 15-year sprint goal, not 30-year marathon. Urgency and intensity change everything. Principle 3, the acceleration formula. After $250K, everything speeds up. Getting to first $100,000 feels impossibly slow. Watching that number crawl from $10,000 to $20,000 to $50,000 while years pass, you're doing everything right, but progress feels glacial. That's the discouraging phase where most people quit or convince themselves it's not worth the sacrifice. What they don't understand is they're in the hardest part and it gets exponentially easier. 0 to $250,000 takes 8 to 12 years of hard saving. $250,000 to $500,000 takes only 5 years with same savings rate. $500,000 to $750,000, 4 years. $750,000 to $1 million, 3 years. Total, 0 to $1 million in about 20 to 24 years, if maintained discipline. But first half takes 12 years, second half takes 12 years. The acceleration is real and dramatic. At $250,000, your money starts making almost as much as you're saving. Example, you save $2,000 monthly, $24,000 yearly. Your $250,000 generates $20,000 yearly at 8%. Combined, $44,000 yearly growth. Your contributions are now less than half the growth. Compound interest is doing more work than you are. That's the inflection point. Think of it like rolling a snowball downhill. First 100 meters, you're pushing it, building size slowly through effort. At 250,000, the snowball is finally big enough that rolling downhill picks up snow faster than you can pack it manually. At 500,000, it's rolling so fast, you're just guiding direction, not providing force. At 1 million, you're watching it grow from a distance because it doesn't need you anymore. Compound interest before 250,000 is like planting seeds and watching grass grow. You know intellectually it's happening, but you can't see it day to day, so it feels pointless. After 250, compound interest is like watching bamboo grow. That stuff shoots up feet per week visibly. Same biological process, different scale, completely different experience. Nobody quits watering bamboo because the results are obvious. Everyone quits watering the grass because it looks dead, even when it's not. Before crossing 250, you think, I'm saving for retirement decades away. After crossing it, you think, I could retire in 10 to 15 years if I wanted. That mental shift from impossible to imagine to concrete timeline changes everything. Your discipline intensifies because the finish line becomes visible. Your lifestyle inflation stays controlled because you can taste freedom. You stop comparing to peers, spending everything because you know your path leads somewhere, theirs doesn't. Most wealth building happens in the second half. Someone who reaches 250,000 at 40 will likely be a millionaire by 55, a multimillionaire by 60. But someone who never reaches 250 will retire with minimal wealth even after 40 years of working. The threshold is everything. Below it, you're building. Above it, it builds itself. Reaching 250 is exactly when people blow it by celebrating with lifestyle inflation. I hit my goal, now I can relax and spend more. No, 250 isn't the summit, it's the base camp. It's when you should increase intensity because the acceleration phase is starting. Understand that 250 to 500 happens twice as fast as 0 to 250. Maintain discipline through the acceleration phase to maximize compound growth. Principle 4. The real enemy, lifestyle inflation, stops you at 100K. You finally hit 100,000. Feels like a major milestone. Feels like you've made it. You've been living below your means for years. You deserve to upgrade your lifestyle a bit. So you do. Nicer apartment, newer car, better restaurants, more travel. The 100,000 keeps growing, but now you're saving less. Years passed and you're stuck at 150,000, maybe 180,000, but 250 feels unreachable. What happened? Lifestyle inflation killed your momentum at exactly the moment you needed to accelerate. 0 to 50,000. Live cheaply, save aggressively, and make progress. 50 to 100,000. Maintain discipline, hitting stride. 100,000. I've sacrificed enough time to enjoy life. An inflated lifestyle reduces savings. 100,000 to 200,000 takes twice as long as 0 to 100,000, even though you're earning more. Never reach 250 because lifestyle inflation absorbed all gains. Psychologically, 6 figures feels like wealth. Feels like you've arrived. That feeling is trap that stops most people from reaching actual wealth. 100,000 generates 8,000 yearly at 8%. Nice, but not life-changing. But it feels like enough to justify lifestyle upgrade. That upgrade adds years or decades to your journey. Someone at 100,000 saves 2,000 monthly, on track to hit 250 in 6 years. Decides to celebrate success by upgrading lifestyle. Savings drop to 1,000 monthly. Now takes 13 years to hit 250 instead of 6. That celebration cost them 7 years. 7 years. For slightly nicer apartment and car they got used to in 3 months and stopped noticing. Hitting 100,000 and upgrading lifestyle is like running marathon, reaching mile 20, then deciding, I've run far enough, I deserve to walk the rest. Technically, you can still finish. But now it takes twice as long. You lose all momentum, and people who maintained pace lap you. Meanwhile, you're walking thinking, but I earned this rest. Sure you did. And you also earned the consequence of never actually reaching the finish line at reasonable time. At 100,000, you start comparing yourself to peers who have nothing saved. You see their lifestyle, nice cars, nice homes, vacations, and think, I have 100,000, I should live at least as well as them. That comparison destroys wealth building. Those peers will work until they die. You are on path to freedom, but you let their lifestyle pull you back down to their trajectory. Wealthy people keep living like they're at zero, even when they hit 100,000, 200,000, 500,000. The lifestyle upgrade comes after the wealth is secured, not during accumulation phase. They understand every dollar diverted to lifestyle is multiple future dollars lost to compound growth. They're optimizing for freedom, not comfort. Most people can maintain discipline while broke. They can maintain it while building to 100,000. They cannot maintain it once they taste success. That's the discipline gap that separates the comfortable middle class from the actually wealthy. The real battle isn't reaching 100,000. It's resisting lifestyle inflation after you reach it, so you can get to 250,000, where wealth building actually accelerates. Principle 5. The debt trap. 20% credit card interest destroys your timeline. You're trying to invest $1,000 monthly while carrying $5,000 on a credit card at 20% interest. You're paying $1,000 yearly in interest alone, literally giving away the entire month of investment contributions to a credit card company. You cannot build wealth while bleeding money to debt. It's like trying to fill a bathtub while the drain is open. Mathematically impossible. A credit card at 20% interest costs you more than your investments make. Paying 20% to borrow while earning 8% to invest is a negative 12% return on that money. Every dollar on a credit card costs you 12 cents yearly in opportunity cost. 5,000 debt equals 600 yearly opportunity cost. That's 600 that should be compounding for 40 years, but instead enriches the bank. People try to invest while carrying consumer debt because they've been told start investing early and time in the market matters. Both true. But paying off 20% debt is investing at a 20% guaranteed return. Nothing in the market guarantees 20%. Pay the debt, then invest. Trying to do both simultaneously is financially illiterate. Someone saves $1,000 monthly, has $8,000 credit card debt at 20%. If pays minimums, $200 monthly, while investing $1,000, keeps debt for years, pays thousands in interest, investment grows slowly. If instead pays $1,800 monthly toward debt, $200 savings for emergency only, debt gone in 5 months, then full $1,000 monthly to investments, ends up years ahead because not bleeding money to interest. Investing while carrying credit card debt is like training for a marathon while smoking cigarettes. Sure, you're running, but you're also deliberately damaging your lungs. The running helps, but the smoking cancels it out and then some. You'd finish faster if you quit smoking first, then ran. But people love feeling like they're doing both. Look at me, I'm investing while hemorrhaging money to debt. Cool story. You're running backwards on a treadmill, calling it progress. Investing feels productive and forward-thinking. Paying off debt feels boring and like going backward. So people prioritize investments for the dopamine hit while ignoring debt. But wealth is built by math, not feelings. Feelings lead to comfortable poverty. Math leads to uncomfortable wealth. Choose which expense you want. Without consumer debt, your entire savings capacity goes to investments. No leakage, no interest payments enriching others. Every dollar saved compounds at 8%, not negative 12%. Your effective return increases massively just by eliminating the drain. Timeline to 250,000 compresses dramatically. Eliminate all consumer debt before aggressive investing. Guaranteed 20% return beats speculative 8% every time. List all consumer debt, credit cards, personal loans, car payments over 5% interest. Calculate total monthly payments and interest rates. Pause investments temporarily. Keep employer match only if available. Attack debt aggressively. Smallest balance first for psychological wins, or highest interest first for math optimal. Pick one method. Every dollar previously going to investments now goes to debt elimination. Most people can eliminate consumer debt in 6 to 18 months with intensity. Once debt-free, redirect full payment amount to investments immediately. Never carry credit card balance again. Treat credit card like debit card or don't use it. Someone eliminating $12,000 debt at 20% interest saves $2,400 yearly in interest. That $2,400 invested for 30 years equals $244,000 in lost wealth. Eliminating debt isn't going backward. It's preventing massive future loss. Investing while carrying high-interest debt is financial malpractice. Eliminate the leak before filling the tank. Guaranteed 20% return beats speculative 8% return every single time. Principle 6, the psychology shift from accumulation to acceleration. Under 100,000, you're in accumulation mindset. Slow and steady, feeling like it's taking forever, questioning if it's worth it, comparing to peers who spend everything and seem just as happy. The psychological burden of delayed gratification with no tangible evidence it's working. This is where most people quit. Everything shifts mentally at 250,000. You see, 20,000 yearly generated automatically yearly. You know, if you lost your job tomorrow, that 20,000 appears regardless. Financial security stops being an abstract concept and becomes a concrete reality. You think in years, not decades, because acceleration is visible. Doubt is replaced with certainty because evidence is deposited monthly. Before 250, will this actually work? Am I sacrificing too much? Should I just enjoy life like everyone else? This is taking forever. After 250, how fast can I double this? What if I increase the savings rate now that I see it working? Those people spending everything will work forever. I won't. This is accelerating faster than I expected. Complete reversal. When you see compound interest working at scale, your discipline intensifies. You're no longer operating on faith, you're operating on evidence. That evidence creates confidence. Confidence creates consistency. Consistency creates acceleration. It's compound interest for behavior, not just money. Compound interest under 100,000 is like believing in Santa Claus as an adult. You're told he exists, you go through the motions, but deep down you're skeptical and feel kind of silly. Compound interest over 250,000 is like being Santa Claus. You're literally watching money appear that you didn't work for. The magic is real. You're doing it, and you understand why everyone who hasn't experienced it thinks it's made up. They're still writing letters to Santa. You're delivering the presents. People quit early because they never experience the psychological transformation of seeing compound interest at scale. They quit at 50,000 or 100,000 because the results don't feel worth the sacrifice. They never push through to 250 where doubt dissolves in evidence. It's like quitting a marathon at mile 20. Exhausted from the hardest part, unaware that the last 6.2 miles would feel different once you break through. The first 100,000 builds belief that the system works. The next 150,000 to reach 250 proves the system works at scale. That proof is psychologically necessary for maintaining discipline for 1 million. People who never reach proof never reach wealth. Not because the system doesn't work, but because they don't believe enough to persist. Track psychological milestones, not just financial ones. 25,000. I can actually save money. Proves discipline is possible. 50,000. This is real, not just theory. First substantial sum. 75,000. I can see 100,000 from here. Milestone becomes a real possibility. 100,000. Holy shit, I have 6 figures. Psychological breakthrough. 150,000. Compound interest is becoming visible. Seeing meaningful growth from returns, not just contributions. 200,000. I'm close to threshold. Can feel transformation coming. 250,000. My money works now. Complete psychological shift. Evidence-based confidence replaces faith-based discipline. Under 250, you're building a belief system. Over 250, you're writing a proof system. Completely different psychological experiences. Below 250, you save on faith. Above 250, you save on evidence. Evidence beats faith every time. Principle 7. What 250K actually buys, not luxury, but options. People picture 250,000 as rich. It's not rich. Can't quit job, can't buy luxury lifestyle, still middle class in every visible way, so they think it's not worth pursuing. This misunderstanding keeps people from realizing what 250 actually provides, which is infinitely more valuable than luxury goods. 3 to 6 months off work without financial fear. Ability to say no to toxic boss or client without panic. Option to take lower paying job you'd actually enjoy. Courage to start business because you have runway. Buffer that lets you negotiate raises properly because you're not desperate. Time to find right job instead of taking first offer. Financial breathing room that reduces stress even though lifestyle hasn't changed. These are invisible luxuries worth more than any car or watch. 250,000 in bank changes every employment negotiation. You're not negotiating from desperation. You can walk away. They sense it even if unspoken. That confidence gets you better offers, better terms, better treatment. People without reserves take what they're given. People with reserves get what they negotiate. Want to switch careers? Try entrepreneurship? Move to lower cost area? Relocate for better opportunity? All possible with 250 as cushion. Without it, you're locked into current path because financial pressure forces safe choices. With it, options multiply because financial pressure reduces. Same person, same skills, completely different range of choices. Largest source of stress is financial insecurity. 250,000 doesn't eliminate stress, but reduces it dramatically. Car breaks down. Annoying but not crisis. Medical bill arrives manageable. Job uncertain, concerning but not terrifying. The psychological relief of having a cushion is worth more than any luxury purchase could ever provide. People think 250,000 buys a fancy lifestyle. It doesn't. It buys something better. The ability to tell your boss to shove it without immediately becoming homeless. That's not a luxury car, that's luxury life. Would you rather drive a BMW while trapped in a toxic job, or drive a Honda while having the option to leave whenever you want? Most people choose BMW, then wonder why they're miserable. The Honda people are free. Choose freedom. 250,000 doesn't buy retirement unless you do geographic arbitrage. Doesn't buy a luxury lifestyle. Doesn't buy status symbols. Doesn't make you rich compared to truly wealthy. That's not the point. The point is it buys options, flexibility, and breathing room. It lays the foundation for the next level. Nobody knows you have 250 unless you tell them. Your life looks the same externally. But internally, everything changed. You have options peers don't have. You have security they don't have. You have a trajectory they don't have. That's invisible wealth, which is the best kind because nobody asks you for money or changes expectations. Define your 250,000 freedom scenarios now. If you had 250 today, what would it let you do? Quit a toxic job without an immediate new job lined up. Move to a better city without financial panic. Start a business with a safety net. Take a sabbatical to recover from burnout. Say no to abusive clients or bosses. Negotiate harder because not desperate. For each scenario, rate how much it would improve your life 1 to 10. Realize 250 doesn't buy things, it buys choices. This reframes sacrifice. You're not sacrificing for distant retirement. You're sacrificing for near-term optionality within 7 to 15 years. Most people discover that 250,000 would solve their biggest life stress, even though it wouldn't change their external lifestyle. That realization makes discipline easier. 250,000 doesn't buy a rich lifestyle. It buys a poor-looking life with a rich person's options. That's the secret. Principle 8. The disciplined truth. It's not about money, knowledge, it's about restraint. Everyone knows how to build wealth. Spend less than you earn. Invest the difference. Don't carry debt. Buy index funds. It's not complicated. Yet 90% of people never build wealth. Why? Because knowing what to do is easy. Actually doing it is hard. Wealth building isn't a knowledge problem. It's a discipline problem. Specifically, the restraint problem. People consume endless financial content looking for a secret strategy or hidden investment that makes them wealthy. There is no secret. The information is free and available everywhere. The strategy is boring. Save aggressively, invest in index funds, wait. That's it. But people keep searching for complex answer because simple answer requires something they don't want to give. Lifestyle restraint for years. Person earning $60,000 who saves 30% and lives on $42,000 builds more wealth than person earning $120,000 who saves 10% and lives on $108,000. The high earner makes double but stays broke through lack of restraint. The moderate earner reaches $250,000 because they can control themselves. Discipline beats income level every time. Humans are wired for immediate gratification. Advertising exploits this. Social media amplifies it. Peer pressure reinforces it. Every force in modern society pushes you towards spending. Restraint is swimming against current. Most people can't do it. That's why most people never build wealth even when they know exactly how. People ask, "What's your investment strategy?" Like that's the secret. My investment strategy is Vanguard index funds. The same strategy recommended everywhere free online. The actual secret isn't strategy. It's that I drive $6,000 Toyota while making $90,000 yearly so I can invest the difference. But drive old car and don't buy stuff isn't sexy advice, so people keep searching for complex answer that doesn't require lifestyle restraint. There is no complex answer. Only simple answer that requires uncommon discipline. You pass this test, you can delay buying what you want today to have what you need tomorrow. You fail this test, you cannot delay gratification and buy what you want immediately on credit. The test determines your financial future more than any other factor. Intelligence, education, income level, all matter less than this one ability. Wealthy people don't share high intelligence, not high income. Not special knowledge. They share ability to delay gratification longer than peers, to live below their means for years, to say no when everyone else says yes, to be content with less while building toward more. That trait is rare and valuable. This means wealth building is actually within reach for most people. You don't need a high income, don't need special education, don't need lucky breaks. You need discipline to live below your means for 7 to 15 years. That's it, but most people would rather have comfortable poverty than disciplined wealth. Test and build your restraint muscle. 30-day spending freeze. Choose a category like eating out, shopping, or entertainment. Spend zero in that category for 30 days. Notice urges. When you want to spend in that category, write down what triggered the urge, what emotion is driving it, and what you'd buy. Redirect urges. Instead of spending, invest $50 to $100 each time the urge hits. After 30 days, calculate money saved plus invested, realize life quality didn't decrease. If you can't go 30 days without spending in a category, you don't have restraint, you have an addiction. Address root cause. Are you spending to cope with job stress, emotional issues, social pressure? Fix the root cause and spending naturally decreases. Everyone knows what to do. Almost nobody does it. The difference between knowing and doing is called discipline. Master discipline. Money is easy. Lacking discipline, money is impossible. So here's the 250,000 rule. This is the threshold where money starts actually working for you instead of you working for money. Below it, compound interest is a theory. Above it, compound interest is 20,000 yearly. You can feel. The timeline is 7 to 15 years if you're serious, not 30 years if you're comfortable. After you cross it, everything accelerates. 250 to 500 takes half the time as 0 to 250. But lifestyle inflation at 100,000 stops most people from ever reaching it. The psychology shifts from doubt to proof at 250. It doesn't buy luxury, it buys options and flexibility. And the real secret isn't knowledge, it's restraint. Where are you on this journey? Under 100,000? Between 1 and 250? Already past it? Drop your current amount below. Subscribe for more truth about wealth thresholds nobody explains. Below 250,000, you're pushing the boulder uphill. Above 250,000, gravity helps you. Get to 250. Everything changes there. Start today.